Hey guys, it's Keith with Cloudster Pillow. I wanted to make a tutorial today on how to mount a Cloudster Pillow to your holsters. I've got light-bearing holsters here with a Sidecar. I've got P365 holsters that I'm going to show you. Even when they have little crevices like this or angles, I'm going to show you how to put the adhesive on. We've got a regular Glock 19 holster, and then even the Enigma this will work for. And even, I'll show you real quick, even a hybrid holster will work as well. I've got Velcro on here. It's kind of hard to see because it's black. But when I was wearing on backside, this helps to cushion this on my backside, and it helped to rotate the firearm inward. So all these are going to mount very similar. If you are dealing with the problem of printing and comfort. So everyone's body types are different. Everything that you're carrying is different. So just know that it takes some trial and error, right? So you need to make some adjustments, fine-tune things, but you will dial this in to where it'll be solid. You won't have to mess with it anymore. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to get you pretty close to that right now. One thing to consider is if you are having issues where your optic or your grip is digging into you, you're going to want to mount the pillow a little higher and a little less fill. Okay, I don't have that issue. I don't have the grip problem or the optic problem. But every once in a blue moon, I get somebody that contacts me, maybe 1 out of 100 people. But most people have the issue with the bottom of the kydex right here, digging into their appendix like this. So it'd be digging in like this into your appendix, and that's also causing the firearm to print. So let's hop into it real quick here. I'm going to start with the light-bearing holster because I was requested to do this. So you're going to take your holster. Now, I don't have any live ammunition in this room. These are training rounds. They're about 13, I think they're 12.8 grams each. So I like to put in training rounds to just really feel the weight. So I'm going to go and put this in here. I'm going to take my other magazine and put it in the holster. I'm going to take the light-bearing holster and put the firearm in there. So it is nice and locked in there. So what I like to do is I like to take the holster. I don't even clip it in. I will loosen up my pants, loosen up my belt, and I will drop this into, now you already know because you know where it's feeling, but I like to drop it in there and then cinch everything up. I'm not going to put it on the belt or anything just yet. I'm going to put it on here and I'm just going to feel, kind of a feel check, where's this hurting, right? Now I know that when it's digging into my appendix, it's most likely also printing, right? Because it's digging this way. So now that I've got pretty much a good feel, it's in this general area. Now something to consider too, is when you mount a pillow here, you may only feel it right here, right? When it's digging in and you don't feel the actual sidecar part of it, the magazine holster. But once you put a pillow on, it's gonna rotate this into your body a little bit. So you might start to feel it. So I personally like to put on 2 pillows onto a sidecar, and I'm gonna show you that right now. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna grab the supplied alcohol wipe that they give you, or that we give you, and you're gonna really clean the spot of the holster where you wanna put this. This is important, okay, because you're going to have grease on there from your fingers or oils. You really want to get this thing really clean and then let it sit. Okay, let it sit for about 30 seconds or so. Let that dry. And while that's drying, matter of fact, we'll go and clean another one real quick because I already know pretty much where I need to mount these because I have a printing issue and I have a comfort issue. So I like to mount them on the optic side. And this is where a majority of you are going to need to mount these as well. And I like to mount it below the kydex. So I'm going to clean right here, and we'll let these 2 dry. And this is probably pretty good. So you're going to get different size Velcros depending on which pillow you order. So this is a deluxe size. You're going to get the deluxe size Velcro that matches it. You're going to get 2 pieces of this, so you can rotate holsters. Standard, you're going to get the standard size Velcro. And a mini, you're going to get the mini size. So we're going to go ahead and start with the deluxe, because that's what I'm going to use for a light-bearing holster. So I'm going to go ahead and take my adhesive Velcro off here. Now this is industrial strength, so this stuff is super, super strong. So I'm going to put it, now you just want to get this into a general area. There's going to be little bends and angles and things like that, but you're just going to put this thing on. It's a big piece of Velcro, and I'm just going to firmly push into all the little angles, and I'm going to let this sit. Now typically what I would do is I would let this sit overnight, okay? It really is about 24 hours if you read of how long the adhesive really takes to adhere to something like this. But overnight, I think is sufficient. So if you use it too soon and you didn't clean it well, as soon as you put these pillows on and you start pulling them off, it is going to start pulling the adhesive off. So you will not have that issue if you clean it thoroughly with the alcohol wipe and you let this really sit on here. So really firmly push that adhesive on there. I'm going to demonstrate it right now. We're not going to let it sit overnight, but for you, that's what you're going to want to do. All right, so now I've already cleaned this other side here. I'm going to take my mini size Velcro and I'm going to stick that right about here, and I'll show you in a minute. Again, it's just a general area because it's such a big piece. You can even cut these if you want to size. You can trim them. I do, like on this one here, I would probably trim it so it's off right here. I'd probably take a razor blade and just kind of trim this off right here. But you can see these are the general areas I have right now for this Sidecar. So it's nice and firmly put on here. Again, I'm not going to let it sit overnight for demonstration purposes, but we're going to put this on, and then I'm going to take my deluxe pillow. Now this is a little trial and error because you're going to want to move it around maybe, and also you might need to add or remove fill, but I already pretty much know that that's about the spot for me, which is right about here. I'll show you again. So I'm putting it right about here. So it's more on the optic side and more below the Kydex. So it's not digging into me. I may even need to lower it a little bit more. These don't dig as bad on the bottom. The Sidecars, it's more as the front or the back side of it that digs in. And I'm going to take my mini and I'm going to put it right about there. All right, and then I'm just going to do a feel check. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stick it in here. I'm going to feel how it feels. I'm not going to belt it all down. I'm just going to loosen up my pants, drop it in here and feel and see how that's feeling. Some squatting, bending my legs. And if it feels good, I'm good. If it feels like it's too much bulk, you're going to want to remove some. If you're feeling the Kydex through this, you got to add some fill to it. And you can move the fill around. It's very, very easy to adjust. So if you feel like you have too much fill at the top and you need more at the bottom, just open this up. It's very simple, and just poke the fill down there and push it down. And you can literally make this any shape you want. And you can see, like what I've just done is I've got no fill at this top area and tons pushed down at the bottom. So, and I can make it even more push down if I wanted to. You can add fill. We're going to send you extra fill as well. So you've got plenty of fill to adjust this pillow. Again, trial and error. If it doesn't feel good the first time, take it out and think about what's happening. Is it too bulky? Is it not bulky enough? Are you feeling the Kydex? Is it printing? If you're printing, if the firearm is coming out this way, you need to get the pillow more off to the side of the optic, all right, to the slide side to get that from printing. If you have an issue with the grip coming into your body and you don't really have an issue with the bottom, you might print a little bit doing this, but if you move this up a little higher, all right, and remove some of the fill, this is going to keep this away from your body, okay? So that's it. So it really is just trial and error moving up and down. Most people have an issue with the printing, like I just showed you, and the Kydex pushing through. So that is a Sidecar. That's how I would mount the Sidecar, just like this, again, to show you. And you guys can always email me, show me pictures. I will help you with it. Here is a P365. I'll take this. Okay, stick it in here, nice little small holster. I still feel them right here. So I've already cleaned this. I probably shouldn't have touched it. And let's see, do I have another mini? No, we're going to use a standard actually on this one. So I do have a mini, but I'm going to take a standard piece because that's what I like on my P365. I typically don't use minis unless it's on the Sidecar. This is a pretty small holster, so I might have been able to get away with the mini, but I'm going to go ahead and put this. Now there's lots of angles in here. Okay, so I'm going to put it off to the side here. Firmly push it on. If you need to trim it with some razor blade, go right ahead, or cut it with scissors. I'm just going to use my nail and drive it down into the angles of this. Again, this is adhesive, industrial strength adhesive. It is super strong. We get it here at a company in the United States that makes them, and it is strong. So again, you're going to want to clean it with the alcohol wipe, and you're going to want to let this sit overnight so it really, really sticks on there. And that's good. So that's about where I want this. So I will take my standard pillow right here. I'm going to mount it below the Kydex like this and off to the side. You can see it's a little bit off to the side there. All right. And this is going to help the firearm to rotate it this way and tuck it in this way towards my body. So again, towards my body, it's going to tuck it in and rotate it this way and keep it from pushing through my shirt. And it's going to give me that protection from the Kydex from digging into my appendix. Now this works if you carry strong side, back side, it doesn't matter. it's going to dig. Wherever it's digging, that's where you want to put these pillows. So I've already got this pretty well adjusted. When you guys get these, they're going to be pretty packed. So you want to take maybe about 50%, 40% of the foam out. And you're also going to get an extra bag. So you have plenty of foam. These things are also fully washable. So we'll send you care instructions to show you how to wash them. You guys are going to love this. Now I wanted to show you this real quick. This has got a lot of angles. I know it's probably hard to see on this camera, but you can still tuck the Velcro in, you know, using your nail. I have not cut this at all. You can put them in there. So you just really grind it in there with your nail, let it sit, let it adhere overnight. This is not coming off, even with all those angles on here. Now this also will work with the Enigma. So same style. I'll take another alcohol wipe here. And this is not a light-bearing Enigma. This is for the G19. This is their newer, their V2 version with this really great backing that they use, or this, I guess, frame, if you will. And let's go ahead and take this out. Let's remove the light. Let's let that dry for a minute. Make sure we are, yep, it's this way. So that's how it's going to sit, right? And so now on the Enigma, it's going to wrap around your body. If you haven't had one of these, they're great holsters. They're expensive, but they're great. It's good. This causes me printing. So, and I also don't use a leg leash. You can see I've already removed the leg leash, but this is going to come out this way and it's going to print this way through my shirt. And this part is going to dig into my appendix. So now that that is relatively dry, about 30 seconds to dry, I'm going to take a standard size Velcro. I might even do deluxe on this one, but I'm going to try standard first. Now, again, if you have a standard size or even a mini size piece of Velcro, a deluxe pillow is still going to stick to it. It doesn't really matter. So just let that dry a little more. Do I want a deluxe on there? No, we're gonna go with the standard on this one. There's no light, no sidecar. I think I can get away with just a standard size pillow. Now I haven't tried this one out yet. I just got this holster. I'm going to do a review on it once I try it. I have their P365 version and I love it, so that's why I got the G19. But there we go. So that is on there. Again, I would let this sit overnight. That is pretty firmly on. I'm going to take my pillow. I'm going to go look at the optic. I'm going to put it off to the side of the optic and below the Kydex. So I've got it like this. Okay? Side of the optic and below the Kydex. And I'm just going to do a quick field test. So I would take this, put it on, wrap it around my body here, and just a quick, it's the first time I put this one on, and I would just feel, okay, about where I wear it. So I would kind of feel, and now I feel this digging into me right now. So this did not dig into me on the other one because it's a smaller holster and a smaller firearm. But this one is a bigger holster and it is a bigger firearm. So I might even go up to the deluxe, to be honest with you, on this one. So I'm definitely feeling it on this one. I would first add foam to the standard size, but I kind of thought to use the deluxe. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the deluxe on right now. Yeah. So I'm going to go deluxe. So G19, I always tell people to go deluxe. If you're in doubt and you're not sure what size, go bigger because you can adjust these. You can always make it feel smaller by removing foam. Like I showed you, you can push foam down and make it the size of a standard. You cannot make it bigger. So if you're in doubt of what to do, go bigger on the size. But yeah, so that's my recommendation. Now that I just tried that in front of you, I would do even without a light, you know, full size, anything like this size, I would definitely go deluxe size pillow. I did not feel this at all with this size pillow. So I hope this helps. What helps me, and I appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel. It's so easy, just subscribing, liking the video. I'm going to drop a discount code for my appreciation for you doing that down below. It's going to be the biggest discount I've given. So check it out and stay safe, please. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it.